You're listening to Biz-Souls, the business podcast with an edge, hosted by me, Rona and Jeffrey Hansler. Tune in for perspectives and discoveries about the changing world of business. It's time to connect to the heart, soul, and humor of how business gets done. Hello, now I can see you guys. Hi, welcome to Biz-Souls. I'm Rona Lewis.
I'm Jeffrey Hansler, and we get to the heart and soul of business and the people that make it happen.
I'm going to move this.
And you may have noticed that, I'm still dressed in the last couple of podcasts. That's because we're putting out 3 or 4. We're experimenting again, a little shift.
I have no clothes. This is all I have left.
Yeah, it's a little shift. We're trying to see what we can get in a shorter amount of time. And also...
because I'm tired of coming down here. So we're getting a bunch of them done.
Okay, let's not be that transparent. Holy mackerel.
I don't have to come down for another 3 months. Yay.
Hi, and Jeffrey, how do you do with relationships in general? Well, I'm always looking for the next
buddy to come in and annoy.
Upset, yes.
Oh. Okay. So we are talking about bias in the how would you
No, we're talking about the media's role. Well, so what prompted this is somebody posted on LinkedIn, showed 2 weather maps, and it showed one weather map with actually higher temperatures, and it was in green. It was in green, and then they showed a new map of the weather map with lower temperatures, and it was in red. And so immediately, and the whole point was, this is how the media is sensationalizing things or trying to fearmonger,
right,
and things. So we did a little look on it.
We did a little dive on this, and
so this is about the business of media and the business of news, maybe the business of news in general. From a layman's, and we'll start off. This will be from a layman's standpoint because we haven't done any real in-depth look into it.
We're just making stuff up. No, we're not making stuff up. I'm kidding. I went on Snopes because how it just for some reason caught like wildfire all over social media. No pun intended. Get it? Weather, wildfire. Okay.
Very funny.
So anyway,
yeah, that's very good.
Yes, I know it happens every so often.
You know why her smile's back? Because I fed her lunch. That's it.
I had lunch today. Yes, he made
Swiss fondue,
cheese and white bread. So my roll is going
a lot of carbs. She's feeling very good with herself right now.
And I could take a nap.
Right.
So what the issue was, they showed a map from 2017 and then another one that was green, and then the other one was from 2022 that was red, showing that where the temperatures were warming up a little bit.
My initial reaction, as is the reaction on the post, was, hey, they are sensationalizing. They're trying to prove a point. So what they're doing is doctoring the data to prove a point. They're shoving this global warming down. And, first of all, it's not that I don't believe the climate's changing. It's what are causing the changes. And if you talk to the geologists, they say climatologists are just really, that the Earth goes through temperature changes all the time, even though we haven't been around.
Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, have you got anything? You're still looking.
Well,
do you need your glasses for this?
No, I'm okay.
You can put your glasses on.
So what basically, and I misspoke. It was just the area was getting a little bit warmer. So basically,
the area was actually on that one they showed. There was lower temperatures than before.
Than before, yes. And it was really going apples to oranges, whereby they didn't show that the map in 2022, all it did was show that it was warmer than last week or whatever, and they just took that out of context, whereby the 2017 one was green because they didn't have all the colors. So they weren't comparing what the temperatures were from years ago.
Right. And Rona did some search, and what's happening is meteorologists are looking for ways of graphizing.
Well, the graphics are improving, and what this article on Snopes is saying, that they want to make it more user-friendly, more intuitive for non-meteorologists, which is 97.9% of
anybody who's not standing in front of a camera.
Right. And basically now they are showing that, cooler tones, blues, purple, whites, and warm tones, orange, red, dark red, where there are cooler and and hotter temperatures and heavy rains and sea changes are variables of blue. So they're just changing the colors on the map. And I think that because social media, and then I'll shut up and I'll let you get a word in edgewise, is, you know,
sit here and breathe.
Yeah. Okay. Breathe heavy. They'll like that. Basically, it's I keep using the word basically. Sorry. What they're doing is just making it easier for people to understand what's going on. Go ahead. I'll shut up.
Basically, what I want to say is, no. Yeah, what if those people have gotten into Snoops or Snopes and they're
Nobody
just
ever
making
looks
it
at
up?
Well, Snopes is the truth. They do their fact check.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, so the colors they were choosing, maybe the person doctored the colors too. I mean, they were showing like a deep crimson red, like exactly the world is on fire. I mean, that was a bit much. You know, I'm the antagonist in this one.
Here, wait. If I hold it up, you can at least see the colors.
I did a quick search. And you know, on what's going on with this.
Okay, finish a sentence.
Yeah, sensationalism in the news. And the news is being sensationalized primarily due to profit motives and change views. That's the basic answer. And they point to a shift of news as a public service to a revenue-generating product. And all those are true. So, you know, the minute our news isn't informational anymore, it's not seen as a public interest, it's seen as a profit center. And that'll change things. And then the other thing is 24 hours is a lot of time to fill. Mm-hmm. And you've got 24 hours for every channel, every news channel, which is fighting for people. Here's the thing, though. They're not asking us. Are you watching the news more or less?
I almost never watch the news.
Yeah, and I'm turning the news out, too, because you can't rely on it. No. And it's sensationalized, or they're drawing a position
now.
Yeah, and they're drawing a line in the hand, and then they go from, you know, let's put in a good news story, and it's just so goopy and sticky and ugh. You know,
well, because they want to throw in a feel good story every so often just to end on a lighter note. I mean, every I don't know if everyone, but most news channels will do that. And let's end on a lighter note. And you know, human interest stories almost always end up last.
Yeah. Well, one of the interesting comments by, I think it's a guy named Roops, is that, hey, they're just giving us what we're asking for. So people are asking for sensationalism.
Yeah, to get us out of our own lives, because it's easier to critique other people. I mean, now I think most of the country is an armchair quarterback, no matter you're talking politics or war or neighborhood council people, or, you know, everyone's got an opinion, and which is unfortunate, because they're not going in with asking questions. There's no critical thinking.
Right. Here's a Robert Newland, former broadcast
Mr.
journalist.
Robert Newland from Tenafly, New Jersey. Sorry, I was...
You're doing... Who is that?
Hosanna Dana.
That's it.
I'm dating myself.
He's at the WCYB.
What?
Cover your butt.
Oh.
Former broadcast journalist. Anyway, he says the problem is greed. And he says, and we're the reason. Sensation sells, and the news media needs to make ratings to make money. Right. And after William Paley was the president of CBS, far and away the largest network at the time, Paley determined that CBS would earn all money through their entertainment division, keep the news division free from too much outside corporation and audience interest. Mm-hmm. He had CBS earn their money through a series of very successful entertainment programs such as I Love Lucy, Lassie, Ed Sullivan. So by people watching those things, they paid for the news to be done.
Well, that's like how football basically brings in... I'm using that word a lot today. What is wrong with me, basically?
Basically, I don't know. Maybe you're
She's
basically just showing up, putting in her time.
I have no idea, yeah. I lost my train of
thought. I'm sorry. So, here, I'll give it back to you.
Yeah. Football brings it, I went to Penn State. Giant school, fabulous football team, brings in bucket o' money.
Right.
And, I ran track. Track is not a big earner for Penn State. Luckily, a lot of us alumni give money, and a lot of the money from football does go for other athletic events.
Well,
to keep the athletic department running.
Well, and with the vote the last couple of years, the NACC ruling or
NAA,
or whatever it was,
NCAA.
NCAA, the athletes get to earn money, and a lot of them are earning it on social media.
Yeah.
Just doing the very thing that they're not even earning it directly with football. They're doing things like being an influencer and
buy this
UGC.
brand of football.
Yeah, exactly. Or this is a product I use.
Right.
And it's interesting to see where that's going to go on it.
Yes. I use this cream so it doesn't chafe me in all the wrong places. Because those football uniforms are very tight. So anyway, and it's
so.
And I mean, look at what's his name who owns Fox, and I'm not taking a stand on one side or another. It's just that what's his name? Rupert Murdoch said I don't want it news. I want it. It's basically. Yeah, entertainment, opinion. Even though they still call it Fox News, it's opinion.
Oh, maybe that's something they could do. And news has to be as factual as possible. Ooh, but then that gets into.
But more government regulation. Right, and they deregulated that. Like 20 years ago? Well, right. And I think it was a mistake because we're not getting the straight. Everything is. This is what welcome to CNN or MSNBC or Newsmax or any of them. This is what we would like you to say or how we'd like you to say it. And not all of them do that, but a lot of them do.
Well, and I'm really sensitive to bias because I study on the words you do and what you and how you do it and the visuals you use and all that. So I see what's being structured in there to create a bias for it. Whereas I don't think most people see that.
Right.
And it's on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a problem. And one of the things when we get involved with innovation, we talk about being innovative. One of the things you're told to do is look at the problems because in the problems lie opportunities. Mm-hmm. And so this problem with news, we're not watching the news. The news is fighting to be edutainment. The people that are watching are taking positions, not dealing with the issues and stuff. It's not really serving. Is it serving society?
It's confirmation bias. Most people, especially only 50% of the United States went to college, and most of the people the working class, who I appreciate very much, will watch shows that agree with their beliefs. Whereas, there are some people who will watch, both CNN and Fox.
Right.
Not a lot do that.
No,
they won't. They're not open enough.
I like watching both.
Yeah, I don't watch either. Because I'm just so
except I'm not really watching for
them
news. It's hard. I have to work past the journalists who are trying to make a comment or trying to do something to get attention.
Right.
Not that we're trying to do that at all.
No, but there's sensationalism on both sides.
Sure, absolutely.
Just extreme words that I kind of tilt my head and go, really?
Well, and it destroys when they try and wait it. It's like a reporter or journalist trying to lead somebody down this path, and they're just not listening to them. There's no active listening involved.
Right.
So there are a lot of bad habits that are going on.
And it's we have to teach everybody how to critically think better.
Well, and you mentioned college like it's some good thing. I mean, really, we just did a thing with Gen Z, and they don't think they're being trained for the job. They don't think they have the skills for the next job. Well,
yes.
They're the ones who theoretically just went to college. And, I know a lot, the trade schools for a while, we've got these major swings.
I think trade schools are a great option because people, they make great money, and there's a talent involved in some of these trades that, there's an artistry to it.
Right. And the idea is the people that do well in the trades also are the people that basically they start running their own business or they start a business or build a business up. And so as long as you've got business background, on your trade, I mean, most people that succeed in a company were good at something within a company and they got promoted because of their management or business skills.
Right.
And that's what happens in the trades too. You could be very good at technical skill, and then if you're also good at business, then you can
That's true.
start your own gig going.
Yeah. Well, and you know that well because you work with a lot of them in what you do.
So let's go back to the news and what's going on in the news. We've got journalists. Are the journalists that are doing the better job just not being promoted into the ranks? Because somebody within a news organization has got to be a little fed up about what's going on. I mean,
I would imagine, but and at the same time, they want to keep their jobs.
So are they only hiring people that think the same way they do? I mean,
I think so.
Different of opinions?
I think, well, that would make sense for that. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying that seems to be what's happening.
Oh, well, yeah, and I really don't. We don't have an answer on this. Do you have any tips on this? I guess it's just a discussion.
I don't know, because we were watching. What was the commercial for? We were watching 60 Minutes,
right?
And you felt that there was a bias there.
Yes, well, unfortunately, 60 Minutes, I used to love watching 60 Minutes on stuff, and I just think that they usually have a bent or a twist to it. And part of it's also because of how I've seen some of the people that are on 60 Minutes in other areas where they're definitely being one-sided in terms of their viewpoint and perspective on it. So, which is, I guess that's your brand. Is somebody going to build a brand?
Well, and I will say,
honest?
say who definitely is, and I actually like him, but it's Anderson Cooper. He is, definitely comes in from a certain angle for, being for, his background and his viewpoints and his chosen lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. And I still love him, and I watch it with the realization that that's where he's coming from.
Right. Okay. Very, very good. Anyway, let us know what you think. We've just got a little discussion piece on this more than anything else. It's something we've been noticing going on social media and stuff.
We want to know if you guys have noticed it too, and if you had the chance to look at the other side or have a discussion. It was just Thanksgiving. I'm sure there were a lot of interesting discussions.
Oh no, we were told not to discuss. That was a lot of the news. Was just
that's true.
Politics, keep ideas out of it. I think that's a terrible message.
Me too.
So this is our message. Yeah, our message is we should talk about these things. And what started it was the temperature picture and that discussion. We found out that it wasn't necessarily intended to be misrepresented.
Right. And when you do go in and speak about these things, go in it with a childlike mindset, one of openness, one of, I don't know what's going to happen. It's an adventure. Let's see. Not the closed-mindedness. I know they're going to be idiots, or I know they're going to say this, because you don't.
That's right. Remember, childlike mindedness. I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you say bounces on me and sticks on you. All right.
You're mean. Okay, that's it for us. Let us know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. If someone else is involved in media, throw them this one, and I'd love to hear what they have to say.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm Rona Lewis.
I'm Jeffrey Hansler.
And this has been Biz-Souls. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Biz-Souls podcast with your hosts, Rona Lewis and Jeffrey Hansler. Did you have fun? Subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. Talk to you next week.